It appears that WWE could be in serious jeopardy when it comes to WrestleMania 42. Last year's WrestleMania became a very historic weekend for a multitude of reasons. One of which was seeing John Cena do the unthinkable of becoming a 17-time world champion. Something that nobody thought was it would ever happen. It was never going to happen, but John Cena made it happen. Not only that, but we saw one of the biggest main events in WrestleMania history. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns in a triple threat on night one of WrestleMania. It became so successful that WWE had decided to run it back with WrestleMania 42 taking place in the same venue inside Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Now, as we draw closer and closer to WrestleMania, it appears that they're now settling on some roadblocks on the road to WrestleMania. One of those roadblocks are the ticket sales. Apparently tickets have not been selling as of late because of what is on the card so far. And apparently so far on the card right now it is Roman Reigns versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. And apparently if you go onto StubHub's website, which I am actually doing right now, apparently the tickets are still available and hardly anybody has bought them as of yet. And the crazy thing is that, and the insane thing is that the tickets, again, there are still plenty of tickets, and yet hardly anybody has bought them as of yet. And the crazy thing is that pre-sales went on sale, I believe, back in October, if I remember correctly. So it's been quite some time. It's been quite some time, but there are a lot of seats that are still available, and apparently front row seats are going for a little over $2,000 as of right now, which is insane. What's even more insane is that apparently no other matches have been named on the card as of yet. So apparently WWE is looking to take a different approach when it comes to WrestleMania. One of the biggest different approaches that they are looking to take is the main event of both nights of WrestleMania. This will be, can't speak. When it comes to the World Heavyweight Championship, this will be the first time since WrestleMania 24, I want to say. Yeah, I want to say since WrestleMania 24 that the World Heavyweight Championship has been defended in the main event of WrestleMania. The first time was at WrestleMania 20 in a triple threat match that featured Shawn Michaels and Triple H and a man that I know I shouldn't bring up, but you guys know him, Chris Benoit. Benoit ended up winning that triple threat by making Triple H submit. The very next year, WrestleMania 21 was Batista versus Triple H for the World Heavyweight title. WrestleMania 22, Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, and Rey Mysterio in a triple threat for the World Heavyweight title. The last time was Edge versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 24 in Orlando, Florida, which main evented the entire night. This time around will be the first time since 2008 that the world title has been defended in the main event of WrestleMania. Now, while it is true that yes, that will be one of the biggest matches in WrestleMania history, one thing remains the same: is again going back with the ticket sales. Ticket sales are not going so well, and apparently people are opting to not even buy them. So apparently WWE is going to be looking to take a different approach, which explains why Liv Morgan has yet to decide who she wants to face at WrestleMania, whether it's Jade Cargill and the WWE Women's title, or Stephanie Vaquer and the Women's World title. She still has yet to decide, and I think it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear that the world title is definitely going to main event night 2, but as far as night 1 goes, no one knows yet. No one knows what will main event night 1. My guess is it'll probably be the WWE title, or potentially Liv Morgan's match at WrestleMania. No one really knows for sure. Again, as of now, only the world title has been named on the marquee for WrestleMania. So WWE's been they're already in a bit of a bind, because fans are speculating that the stage could very may will be similar to last year's WrestleMania, where it was basically where they basically had seats on the stage, which in my opinion was a cool concept on paper, but once you had a look at it, it's like it's like okay, it was like an okay setup. This time around WWE might not be doing that again. Who knows? But I will say that this is going to be interesting, because again with the ticket sales slowly but surely dwindling away, with fans slowly not even buying them at all, there has to be a different approach when it comes to WrestleMania. And one approach is Liv Morgan. I feel like in my opinion, the WWE title should not be defended in the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania. The way I see it, if they were to make Liv Morgan's match the main event of night 1, and the world title match the main event of night 2, we could be looking at a weekend where it'll be a historic weekend, because this would be the first women's WrestleMania main event in I want to say 5 years, right? Yeah, I want to say the first one in 5 years that women were going to main event WrestleMania. The last time was, I believe, WrestleMania 37. I want to say I want to say WrestleMania 37. It was night one, and it was Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Title, which two historic moments happened that match. First one up was the first time that two black women were main eventing WrestleMania, but the second was actually the second time that women alone were main eventing WrestleMania. So a lot of history was made that night. So this would be the first time in 5 years that women were going to main event WrestleMania, which would be a huge ordeal if we see Liv Morgan challenging Stephanie Vaquer for the women's world title, then that alone would be huge, because again, women are going to be main eventing WrestleMania. So Jade Cargill will probably end up either opening the show or be like part way to ending the show, if you will, which seems like a good idea, because aside from last night on SmackDown, Jade Cargill has not defended her title even once, aside from last night against Jordan Grace. So there could be a possibility that Liv Morgan may well challenge La Primera in the main event of night one. So as long as WWE has that going, we could be looking at a very historic WrestleMania. Last year's WrestleMania was pretty historic, but not as historic as WrestleMania 39 and 40. Because again, WrestleMania 39, we saw the tag team division finally get their flowers, main eventing WrestleMania. And then of course WrestleMania 40, we saw Cody Rhodes finish the story and finally becoming WWE champion for the first time, not only in his career, but in the legacy of the Rhodes family. So there's definitely a lot that we can expect going into WrestleMania. But the question is, will they do it? Will WWE actually take that approach, or will they take a different approach to get more tickets sold? And honestly, the possibilities are out there. But there's also been some other rumors swirling as well, that apparently ESPN is looking to raise the prices of ESPN Unlimited to astronomical prices, which I don't think it's going to happen because again, they want their fans to experience WrestleMania in its entirety. So it's hard to say, but with WrestleMania looming, again, we are literally less than 2 months away from WrestleMania. And there is a lot that we have to consider. One thing is the main event. We know that again, the World Heavyweight title is going to main event WrestleMania. The question is, will it main event night one, or will it main event night two? Knowing CM Punk and Roman Reigns, they're gonna want to close out WrestleMania entirely. So they may end up going with night two. That brings us to WrestleMania night one. Only time will tell. But WWE definitely has to take the approach of putting Liv Morgan in the main event, because if they don't, odds are we could be looking at a WrestleMania where it just ends up going bland. And there have been times where WrestleMania has been bland. Take, for example, WrestleMania 29. 29 ended up becoming one of the worst WrestleManias of all time because of what was on the card. And funny enough, the only two matches on the card that saved that night was CM Punk versus The Undertaker, and Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. Everything else kind of sucked. And even also WrestleMania 27, the Georgia Dome in the ATL, where we saw The Miz battle John Cena for the WWE title. What saved that night was the no holds barred match between Triple H and The Undertaker. That was the only match that saved that night, which is insane. So, who knows? Who knows? Maybe we will see Liv Morgan main event WrestleMania, because in retrospect, Liv Morgan has dedicated her life to WWE, and has been with WWE for a little over 10 years now, and she's already one of the biggest stars going already. So there's really no point in putting her in the opening of WrestleMania and the midway of WrestleMania, where it's better to see her in the main event, because if WWE does put Liv Morgan in the main event, it proves that everything that she worked her ass off for all will have been worth it. And if she wins a women's championship, whether it's from Jade Cargill, whether it's from Stephanie Vaquer, it'll prove that she definitely earned it. And who knows? I mean, maybe we'll see the implosion of the Judgment Day as we know it, because I mean, the Judgment Day storyline has gotten soft and nothing's happened. So we will have to wait and see. But with that being said, that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, excuse me, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE topic videos in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.